Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Chris Thorns. I was just live talking about this, but something happened and I got knocked off the line. So I'll just do a regular video and upload this up. But however, though, guys, what I was saying in my previous video was we're remembering Maliyah Bass. Maliyah Bass was a baby who was reported missing by the two that you see behind me. Travion and Sahara. Sahara is Maliyah Bass' mom. All right. And the story went that they was reported the child missing, and this day the third, and got on there and got on camera and just put on a full blast act. A full blast act, just to come to find out later that they were the one who did the dirty deed to the child. All right. So what we're doing right now is we're remembering Maliyah Bass, 1 year after her death. And let me move this out the way for y'all. And let's hear what they have to say about remembering this young child.
Breaking down on the banks of Bray's Bayou, it went viral. Months later, they were charged in Malia's death.
Well, last week, our Micah Hatfield went to the jail where cameras were not allowed to interview Travion Thompson about the allegations against him. Micah also tracked down Malia's maternal grandmother, who says she's still not sure what really happened.
On a rainy afternoon in Dallas,
Yeah.
Rosalie Jimerson stands next to her granddaughter's grave.
I miss her.
A year's gone by, but the tragedy's still so fresh
Yeah, but see, we don't have one like that,
that
though.
a headstone doesn't yet mark where 2-year-old Maliyah Bass rests. Just a flag, handwritten by the woman she called Nana.
It's her name, and I wrote on there, I love you. The first thing to say when someone asks you that is I'm doing okay, but it's times I really do want to scream and shout and go against God and things like that. I'm angry. I'm hurting, but.
On August 22nd, 2020, Jimerson's daughter, Sahara Ervin, and her boyfriend, Travion Thompson, told police they left 2-year-old Malia on the playground, steps from the door to their Southwest Houston apartment, while they were inside cooking. And moments later, she was gone. An Amber Alert was issued. Police in EquiSearch looked for the toddler.
Did you believe that story?
At first, yes, at first. And then as the day went on, I really wanted to believe it, that someone took her.
Speculation reached its peak when a jogger found a body in Bray's Bayou the next day. That's Ervin on the ground being comforted by a stranger.
Where's Malia? Travion! Travion, where's Malia? It's not even my baby, but I took the responsibility and they took it from me. And they took it from me.
When I visited Thompson in jail last week, he told me fear and threats to his life played a role in the way he acted in front of cameras.
And they don't realize.
Less than 2 months after the interview in 2020 that was seen millions of times, both Ervin and Thompson were arrested and charged with serious bodily injury to a child and tampering with evidence. Not long after, the medical examiner ruled Malia died from homicidal violence.
I don't even know how it happened, but I know that she was in the care of two people that was supposed to have her best interest at heart, and they didn't.
Thompson told police the child's mother beat the 2-year-old with a brush because she wouldn't go to sleep. They put her in a closet, and when they woke up, she was dead. Last week, he maintained that Ervin was at fault and says he has evidence to prove it. The now 22-year-old filed a handwritten motion with the court asking to be co-counsel with his public defender.
Yeah.
Jimerson still doesn't know what happened to Malia, despite keeping in touch with her daughter, who remains in jail. She says they don't talk about it.
I've heard that before. I was like, I think I just would have cut all ties with her. I wouldn't have nothing to do with her. It's not me. It's not my heart.
But her heart is still filled with love for her Malia.
Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, Tootie.
Jimerson recently moved to Dallas so she's able to visit Malia more often, the little 2-year-old who had her Nana wrapped around her finger.
Because I think she can hear me. Hey, Nana Tootie Boo. You see your Nana out here seeing you, girl. So I say her name. And it makes me feel better to say her name.
Maliyah Rosalie Bass.
So I just say her name. and let her know that I'm here and she's not forgotten.
Micah Hatfield, ABC 13.
Love you.
Eyewitness News.
Well, tonight we heard from the lawyer representing Malia's mother, who claims Thompson was abusive. Quoting now, the facts are, in the 4 short months of Mr. Thompson being in the lives of Sahara and her daughter Malia, went from being a healthy, happy child to her body being found bruised and broken in the water. We will need to wait for trial for the truth to come out. Well, no trial date has been set yet because of COVID delays. Thompson says he is researching and preparing for whenever his day in court comes, something that Micah alluded to as he tries to join co-counsel.
It was a tragic case. It brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree with the grandmother. It's not going to be forgotten, at least not by me, you know. So I'm glad there is something that has came out about this, you know. We want to keep children like these, like her, in the limelight, you know, because it's very tragic what happened with her. So now we still in this phase right now that, you know, who did it, you know, how they did it, what for, and this, that, and the third. Now we still up in this stage, you know, he's saying he got proof that she did it. Which I think at first she tried to say he did it, but I think she later came out and confessed that she was the one that did do it because she wouldn't go to sleep. But a lot of people feel like that he had something to do with it as well because, you know, all the crazy stuff that he was saying, you know. But I think a lot of people knew from the get-go when this story hit, them two was the main culprits that did this to this child. They was, you know, because something just seemed off about them. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, I had the pleasure of speaking with Maliyah Bass' dad. He came on the show a couple of times. I was very honored to speak with him. Young man, you know, just a crazy story between him and Sahara, you know. Maybe it's probably about time now that I reach out to him again, probably bring him back on the show and do an update with him now, because I'm sure he probably have heard this. And I would like to get his thoughts and what do you think about all this now that they saying this and now trial possibly coming up and what the lawyers are saying about, you know, Travion and Sahara, you know. Now, and I would like to ask this question. So y'all heard what the mom said, you know, people like, I wouldn't have nothing to do with it, this, that, and the third, you know. I'd like to know what y'all thoughts about that, you know. If y'all find out that your son or daughter was the one that killed their child, would you still be there? Would you still be in their corner, you know, even after that, you know? But what gets me, though, she said that when she talked to Sahara, they don't talk about that. I find it peculiar because I think if it's me, I think I want to keep bringing it up because I want you to realize what you've done, you know. You done something that's foul, and you done something not only that was dear to me and close to me, but you done something that you spit out and you gave birth to. You know, I just think that that's something that we just, some stuff you just can't let ride. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got to keep reminding them what they did. At least that's what I think on something like that. Maybe y'all think different, right? However, I want y'all to take a look at something real quick. This was Travion when they did his interview.
Dog on the scene, and as soon as the dog came, the dog passed out. Then the helicopter, right after that, the helicopter ran out of gas. There was nobody looking. The community did better than what the police did. My baby could have been anywhere at any time. And they have the nerve to get on Facebook and bash me and my girlfriend like we did something. And that's my baby. She know her ABCs. She know her 1, 2, 3. She know her colors. She only 2. She know how to talk very well because of us, me and my girl. She was smart. She was growing up to be something.
When was the last time you saw her? Yesterday.
The last time I saw her is with my gal before my gal put her in the park. She came and gave me a hug and told me she loved me. This is her routine every day. My mama could tell you that she loves me. This is her routine to tell me she loves me, hug me. And I sit here and play the game. She come for me, you know, we eat and everything. That's the only reason why my gal came in the house, is to fix us something to eat, because we haven't ate. So I called her and told her in 5 minutes, it was only 5 minutes this episode. She was gone. And they don't realize my apartment, the rent lady had a whole operation, a sting on her for sex trafficking. And they let the lady out the side.
I remember when I first did that, and I saw this fool here, and but y'all know what the thing that he said about the dogs pass out. If I'm not mistaken, people's coming out saying that part he actually was telling the truth. He was. The dogs stopped searching for the child or something like that. They say he actually told the truth about that. Probably not that verbatim how he's saying it's happened, but they. Somewhere I read or somewhere I heard that he was actually telling the truth about that part about the dogs or not, but still the whole acting was a crock of shit, you know, and I think a lot of people saw straight through that, you know, and I don't know if anybody felt sorry for him at all when he did that. Did anybody feel sorry, period, when they first heard this? I don't know, but I think with a lot of us, we know bullshit when we hear it, and we know bullshit when we see it, and this was one of the stories that he just had bullshit all over the place. So, yeah. But again, I'll wait on that trial. Can't wait to see what's going to happen between them two, especially with Sahara. Ladies and gentlemen, rest in peace to you, Maliyah Bass. You are gone, dear, but you are not forgotten. And until next time, guys, to next update, your man Chris Storms, thank you for listening, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.